Hey everybody, this is Ingrid. I came today with my pigtails because we're going to review Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak, and it involves a child, so I thought, oh, let me go with the little, cute little kitty hairstyle. Anyway, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. This one was really cool to me. It was one of those that, I did not see the ending coming again, and I thought he did a really good job of bringing that about. Sorry, my cat is trying to get my attention, trying to scratch me over here. Get it? This is one of those psychological thrillers that grabs you early and makes you uneasy in the best way, and then it refuses to let you go until the very end. It is set in suburban New Jersey, and it follows Mallory Quinn, who is a young woman that's trying to rebuild her life. She's working as a nanny, and she's living in the pool house of her employer while she's caring for their 5-year-old Teddy, who is a sweet, artistic child that spends much of his time drawing. At first, the drawings are exactly what you would expect a child of his age to draw. Simple stick figures, innocent scenes, nothing unusual, but then something shifts. And Teddy's drawings take on this very elaborate, very detailed, like sketches that a child his age you wouldn't expect to be able to pull off. What begins as curiosity slowly turns into discomfort and eventually into something much more chilling. What I loved about this novel is how effectively Rekulak builds the tension from something ordinary. The suburban setting feels really familiar and safe, which makes the gradual introduction of the supernatural elements even more disturbing. Nothing feels immediately over the top. Instead, horror creeps in slowly, one drawing at a time. Mallory is a compelling main character as well. She's not just observing the strange events unfolding around Teddy, but she's also trying to maintain her own stability and trust her perception of reality. As the drawings become more disturbing, she begins to question what's real, what's imagined, and is she being pulled into something that she doesn't really understand? The story is also incorporating elements of psychological distress, trauma, isolation, which deepen the emotional stakes beyond the supernatural mystery. You begin to realize that not everything can be explained away so easily, and that adds to the unease throughout the story. One of the strongest aspects of Hidden Pictures is its pacing. The novel steadily escalates from eerie to genuinely unsettling, and I found myself really completely engrossed in that. I kept reading just to understand where the story was headed. This was one of those ones where I thought, let me just read one more chapter, and then I found myself 2 hours later still reading. And even then, I did not anticipate the direction or the ending. I was genuinely surprised. At the ending, literally took me by surprise. Did not think, I can't even tell you, I can't say anything because it will give it away. But shocked. I was really shocked. But in a good way. I was like, oh, where you get that like revelation and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah. I would have never thought of that though. There's a subtle nod to the supernatural all throughout the novel, and that never feels overdone. It comes off very, very good, very believable. Instead, it's woven carefully into the narrative, leaving just enough ambiguity to keep you questioning what is truly happening versus what might be interpreted through fear or trauma. You really are questioning a lot throughout this story. It is one of those that you're really like, is she dreaming? Is she really seeing this? Is this actually what's happening? So yeah, really, really, really good job working that into the story. Overall, Hidden Pictures is gripping, and it's an atmospheric thriller that blends psychological suspense with supernatural horror, and in a way that feels fresh and deeply unsettling. If you enjoy books that start quietly but build into something intense, eerie, and unforgettable, this one is absolutely worth picking up. Have you read it? I'm curious, what did you think of Teddy's drawings? And did you see the ending coming? Let me know. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on Hidden Pictures. Thanks.